As social restrictions lift across the country, you might be thinking about having a little get-together, but before you do, there are a few things to consider. For more on the etiquette of hosting guests right now, we are joined by etiquette expert Julie Blais Comeau. Julie, great to talk to you.
Nice to see you, Kelsey.
Julie, what do we have to keep in mind when it comes to that first invitation of inviting friends or family over?
First of all, you want to go with the guidelines. You want to take a look at your space and make sure that everybody's going to be safe. So you're going to do a little bit of math here with the 2 meters in mind. Next, it's all about setting expectations. Whether it's a wedding that you're throwing or a small affair, it's always about the invitation. The invitation is there to give cues about the gathering. The way that we want to do this time, Kelsey, is we want to pick up the phone and call. You don't want to do an evite. You don't want to do an email. You want to make sure that you'll be able to validate and set the expectations. Now, in the era of the pandemic, you want to have a BYO, bring your own pandemic party essentials. And you, as the host, will dictate whatever that will be. It could be food, it could be drinks, it could be a blanket, whatever it is, but you must make sure that you're validating that. Next on the validation list, is it going to be adults only? Will children be welcome? You know how they can go in and out of bubbles. If you created the bubbles with grandpa, grandma, it's perfectly fine. And let's also add, what about those pets? Are they welcome? Are they not? So it's all about setting the expectations.
When I hear you say all of this, Julie, I'm like, all right, get out my pen and paper and start making a list of all the things I have to remember. That also factors in when we're talking about food and drink at the party. You mentioned bringing your own pandemic supplies. Would this apply here as well?
Yes, for the foods, you have a couple of options. For the food, you can have one person that is in charge. That person, of course, wearing the mask, wearing gloves, and that person is serving everyone. Then one at a time, while respecting the 2 meters, people will come up and get their plate, get their tray. That's one option. Second option, you can prepare everything ahead of time, and there too, people line up, come and get their food. Another option could be that, let's say we're ordering out, we're going to be catering, we're going to go and encourage local. Why not do that? Combine two things, make it a good thing. So everybody gets their box that is delivered for them. Or another option yet, let's go and make it a picnic. So everybody brings whatever they want, or you could decide to have a theme and maybe hand out prizes to the person that has made the most particular whatever food you've decided on.
There are so many different ideas, but this next one, I don't know how to handle it, so I'm going to let you cover it. What about the bathroom, Julie? Some people don't want people coming into their house at all.
Kelsey, are we talking about potty privileges?
I think we are.
Well, it all happens on your morning, right, with the etiquette expert. So some people are very particular about that. And here, too, you have options. Number one, you can decide to invite people in your neighborhood so everybody can go back home when it's necessary. Option number two, you could also decide to have a very set time frame. In your invitation, you can make it very, very clear between 5 and 7, about 2 hours. Most people's bladder, I know, for me, that would probably work. And then lastly, if you are opening up the bathroom privileges, let's put in a little bit of a sign and say, we're so glad you came to the party. We want to make sure, let's keep everybody safe. So number one, you want to be able to bring down the lid before you flush. Number two, you want to wipe everything that you've done. And then once you've wiped, you want to toss. So you want to make sure that a bin is there with all, of course, of the pandemic essentials are there in the bathroom.
I mean, as a parent of little kids, I have these thoughts a lot, but I think when you're planning a dinner party, it's the last thing you think of, but it's so necessary right now. Julie, thank you. The last one I want to ask you, what do you do if an uninvited guest, maybe a +1, shows up?
That's a tough one. Safety foremost, safety foremost. So you're going to do a little bit of math. You're going to take a look around. Is it possible? Can we make sure that everybody can still stay safe? And you may want to move it. You may want to have like a little bit of time that's going to be spent in the driveway with that guest. And so what you're going to do, if it is not possible, Kelsey, you're going to speak to the person that brought that +1 privately. You're going to say that you're really looking forward to seeing them and that you want to be able to visit with them, but for everyone's safety, including theirs, it is not right now going to be possible. This would also apply to a pet that you did not expect.
Okay, Julie, thank you so much for all of your advice on managing our new world. We so appreciate your perspective this morning. Thanks for coming on to talk.
You're very welcome. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.